Good to go.
How you doing, Aidan?
Good. How are you?
Good. We're only just a handful of games into the season. Good record so far through four games. Just talk about what you liked from the team so far on the pitch.
Yeah, I think we've been really solid defensively, which is something that we struggled with a little bit last year. We would score a lot of goals, but then we'd give up a lot of goals. And I think this year we've been a lot more disciplined in that aspect. So when we score, that kind of counts a little bit more. And last year we had some struggles playing at home as well. And I think so far this year we've two games at home. We've done well in both of them. So hopefully we can just kind of keep that going.
You talk about the improvements defensively. You and Juan Gutierrez are the big returners on that back line with Jair as well. But with all these new guys coming into the fold, what have you and Juan kind of done to kind of help them integrate into the squad and kind of gain more chemistry early in the season?
Yeah, well, I think it's been a little bit of a mindset switch this year. I think we know that we struggled last year, so coming into this season, just having the expectation that we would be stronger this year, that was kind of a big thing. And then with these guys that have come in, I think it's been good that we've had me and Juan returning as well because it gives them the chance to kind of develop and learn the system and things like that before they have to go in and kind of perform in a game. So having that opportunity in practice really helps those guys. So when they do come in, they do a really good job.
Obviously there's a bunch of guys in that center back group, fighting for playing time. Just talk about what those training sessions are like with all the new guys coming in.
Yeah, I mean, it's been really good. I think competition makes guys work harder, and it really makes it so we're at the top of the practice and going in every session knowing that the guy behind you is trying to take that spot. So it makes it really competitive within the defensive line, but that helps our forwards as well when they go against those guys that are competing for spots. Every day they're getting tested, and every day they've got a guy who's trying to win a spot going against them. So I think it helps the whole team. And yeah, it just keeps his sessions really intense.
The next 2 weeks are on the road for you guys. The first two games that you played this season were on the road, getting one nil win and a 1-1 draw in penalties. Just talk about how you kind of keep that mindset that you've had early in the season on the road and bring it into a place like Cincinnati and Orlando.
Yeah, I think we're trying to keep the mindset that no matter where we play, we're going to try to go in there and dominate. Um, with our system and our intensity that we try to play with, we want to make people feel uncomfortable, whether they're playing at home or coming to us. And then, yeah, like you said, we started off well on the road. And I think, honestly, having a first game away sometimes helps because you're just going out there and you're playing with intensity. So, trying to keep that. And then, yeah, like last year, we did pretty well on the road. We did better than we did at home. So, hopefully, we can keep that going and then just keep making teams uncomfortable even when they're playing at home.
And then lastly, just a couple of weeks ago, you guys played in at Sports Illustrated Stadium against NYC, battled back to get a comeback victory. Just talk about that overall experience playing in the big stadium. You've obviously played there just a couple of times, but talk about that experience for the whole group and getting that victory at the big stadium.
Yeah, well, I think it's great. I mean, having our rival come and being able to play in our stadium is really cool, and being able to beat them there is great. I think it also does a really good job of showing guys what the next level is like and going to that next step and giving guys something to work for. I mean, we have a lot of new guys this year, and we have a lot of guys that I think have the potential to make that step up to the first team. So, kind of seeing what that might be like and giving them something to strive for, I think is really big. And then it's always just cool to play in that stadium, and especially when it's against a rival like New York FC and being able to get a result there, I think makes it that much better.
How you doing, Ibra?
I'm good. How are you then?
I'm doing great. Let's just talk about the season as a whole so far. Obviously, only four games into the season, but you have three wins and one draw. Just talk
Yeah.
about what you've liked so far from your players on the field.
I think what's the most important, which we talked about a lot in the preseason when we started, is to be consistent in defending because last year we had a little issue of defending. But this year we started well with the back line, with the guys being all together. I think with the team, what we are doing, what we talked about into the preseason has been great. But that doesn't mean it's just 4 games. I think it's a long way. The guys to learn more things, and we have new guys in. I think they're still learning, but it has been good from the beginning. But yeah, we're still working on a lot of things.
Aidan talked about that improvement on the back line with him and Juan Gutierrez kind of being those guys that were here last year and helping the rest of the new guys kind of acclimate to the team. What have you seen from those two guys specifically that's helped the improvement defensively?
I think they grown up in the leadership part. I think those two are the lead of the team. I think they manage the other guys and the things we are talking about more, the way we work. I think the consistency, what they are doing both, I think it helps the team. You need 2 guys like that to help others to follow, and they have been great. And also the new guys they've been here, they know exactly what we want, and the more they lead the team, the more they talk about it, help us also.
You've had a couple of bye weeks early this season, kind of spreading out your schedule so far. Talk about how that's been a benefit for you guys, just kind of being able to, get more training days with the team and giving them a bit more off days early in the season.
I don't know if I would take it that we are. It's an advantage for us. I think sometimes it takes away the rhythm which you started with the league when you started. I think also it's both sides 50-50 where you can work on new things. You can work on the guys to understand more. Also helps until, but the rhythm when we started, it would have been good when we play a week by week. Yeah, but now it's the moment to recharge, to help other guys in, also the guys to recover, to come back into. And now we have a week which is so important to start again.
Just going back a couple of weeks, obviously you played NYC in your home opener at the big stadium at Sports Illustrated Stadium. Talk about that overall experience for the team and kind of how that could be a motivation for some of these young guys to give them that first taste of playing in the big stadium.
Yeah, I think the guys they knew it from when we talked about it, when we get a chance to know that we're gonna be playing into the stadium, and it was a lot of boost, I think, for the guys. This has been so long to see the team playing into the stadium, but with the experience with them, I think everyone was on nine. You play the first game into that, and you are playing the derby game, and the guys they get to win. It was a good experience for them. I hope it's more to come. Many to be into our guys to have that experience, but I think it was fantastic to start into our first game into the stadium.
Matthew Dos Santos scored a wonderful free kick last game against Chicago, and he's been a staple on that at left back this season. Talk about how he's kind of settled into this role as a young 16-year-old. Kind of still learning the position in the pro game defensively, but also showing that offensive side of his game.
Yeah, Madi, I think we know Madi has been working harder. I think unfortunately last year he get injured and he stayed outside for long. But the the quality he has, Madi, I think there is a lot for him to learn, and now he's showing game by game. Yeah, we're happy to do that. This is the things he's doing in the training, not just in a match. He get a free kick. We know the left footed he has, the intelligent how Muddy is. I think there is a lot of things we think like Muddy is gonna develop to be one of the players to be into the first team.
Obviously, next 2 weeks are going to be on the road for you guys. You started the season off on the road with 2 games, getting the win in Atlanta, and then getting a late draw against Philadelphia. Talk about how those two experiences opening the season could benefit you guys going into these next 2 games on the road, being able to get 4 points out of 6.
Yeah, I think we talked about this from the beginning. I think we take it game by game, and now we are getting into this to play away games. This is something our players we talk about it in the week and we work on it. Now we have a game which is not gonna be easy. We know Cincinnati, they haven't been good, but these are the games every time you play the team like that, I think it's so important. They had a good year last year, which they were playing well, but for us, we talked about that with the players, that we take it game by game, and now we're starting. It's like a new game, and this is where we have to take it. We know we need points, but we need to play our game. This is the most important. As long as we play our style and we think about us, then we see what is happening after the game.
And then lastly, for me, obviously the draw for the U.S. Open Cup was today. Red Bull got selected to play USL side Colorado Switchbacks. Obviously, the first team's going to be playing that game. But is there any conversation with Sandro about potentially calling up some of the younger guys or guys that potentially could get their first look with the first team in the round of 32?
Yeah, I think I think something is quick. I think there's a conversation we will have it for now. Yeah, I haven't talked with Sandro. I think, but these are the things which are open with our team and also with the first team. They know if we train players to be ready when they get the chance to call them. I think it will be good for one of the players which will get the chance to play with the first team, and we just have to be ready. I think these are the things which are conversation we will have, and then we see which players he needs, or he will look into it.